Things are changing here. Young Thai men are now the new customers in Pattaya's nightclubs and GoGos. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Firstly, I would like to thank all of you who have bought a coffee. It helps so much. You wouldn't believe it really does. And if you want to buy a coffee, just go to the description box below and click on the link. And also subscribe and like and share and ring the notification bell. So what is this video about? Well, I'd like to start a discussion with you lot about something which is very, very rarely discussed. In fact, I've never actually heard it ever discussed on YouTube. And that is about Thai men not being allowed to go to nightclubs, discos, or go-go bars, or any of that stuff. They've always been banned. Any of you guys listening who are not a regular in Thailand may not be aware of that, but I'm absolutely sure that all of you regulars will be well aware of that fact. For as long as I've been coming to Thailand, which is over 20 years, Thai men have never been allowed into any tourist type nightclubs or go-go bars as customers, only ever as staff. Now, you may ask, why would that be the case? After all, it's certainly not the case in almost every other country in the world. If you think about it, for example, tourist areas such as London, Paris, Milan, Marbella, Miami, Rio, in fact pretty much anywhere, the local nationals are not excluded at all. In fact, we can actually go further. It's the exact opposite in the case of many East Asian countries such as Korea and Japan particularly, where the clubs are exclusively for Japanese and all the foreigners are given the members only treatment at the door. So why has Thailand always been so different? There have always been places in Pattaya where Thai men could go, such as nightclubs like the Hollywood and Differ style nightclubs, which are really Thai only, with a smattering of foreigners, on Thai karaoke bars where foreigners are actively discouraged, like they are in Japan. And they're similar to a sort of a gentleman's club type bar. That's what they're like. I think the main reason behind the banning of Thai men from tourist type places is to do with the Thai man's culture. They seem to be very susceptible to losing face. I'm not sure why that is compared to, say, Koreans or Japan, who have a similar losing face thing, but maybe it's the fact that in Thailand they're not educated and the slightest loss of face causes an eruption very quickly into extreme violence. That seems to be the problem, and that seems to be the reason why they were traditionally banned from tourist clubs and nightclubs and also go-go's. I mean, if they let them in the go-go's, you can understand how they would feel seeing their live-in girlfriend sitting topless on the lap of some foreign handsome man, even though they know it's only work and the girl only doing it for money to pay their rent. And then there are the Thai girls to consider, of course. The more experienced ones that I've spoken to definitely don't want any Thai man in their go-go bars. They don't want to have to dance topless in front of their ex-boyfriend's mates, for example. Which girl would want to do that? Very degrading. However, there are a few new young farm fresh arrivals who've been sent to Pattaya since COVID started to support the family, not knowing that there was no customers here. And they've never known anything other than Thai men, and they're okay with Thai men coming into their GoGos as long as they have money to spend. In fact, some of them are asking their mama-san if their Thai friends, male friends, can come into the go-go bars to buy drinks, because there are no customers and they're not making money. There's no drinks being sold, and the bar obviously wants drinks to be sold, and the mama-sans are now saying okay, as long as they have money to spend. So that's what's happening with the GoGos. They're so short of customers that they've had to relax the non-Thai customer rule. They've had no choice. So what about nightclubs now? Well, it's the same case there. Not enough customers. I've seen myself groups of young Thai men in these nightclubs, discos, whatever you want to call them, recently, and they seem very popular with the young farm fresh girls who've never experienced Phalanx very much and only arrived in Pattaya recently. In fact, the girl I was with was chatting to one of these sweet young girls, and the young girl was very impressed with her catch of a Thai man. Because he had a nice car and he had a good job and a condo in Bangkok, and she'd already decided she was going to spend the night with him. So the question is really, has it passed a milestone, if you like? It's going to be well into next year, probably toward the end of the year, in about 12 months' time, in my opinion, before any form of completely visa-free, quarantine-free tourism is going to return to Thailand, which is what you guys are interested in. You're not interested in quarantine, even if it's only 10 days. You're not interested, and you're not interested in jumping through all the hoops like this for this special tourist visa stuff. You're not interested in that. I know that. So it's going to be a long time before the normal type tourists are going to be allowed back here. And by that time, the new normal of Thai men in go-go's and discos who've got money and decent jobs, of course, because they come down from Bangkok at the weekend. I see them every weekend out in restaurants spending money. They've got money. Will be well established. It looks like maybe they're here to stay. So guys, let's have a discussion in the comments below. How do you feel about allowing young Thai men into go-go's and nightclubs in Pattaya? Is it something that would stop you going? Or don't you care either way? Do you think it would cramp your style? Do you think that they have an unfair advantage because they speak Thai? Tell me what you think, and we'll have a chat about it. It's interesting. Anyway guys, I shall look forward to reading your comments, and please like and subscribe and share and ring the bell and all the usual stuff, and thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you on the next video. Thanks a lot.